Time now for your forecast first. WRBL News 3 First Alert Weather.
And we're starting to get those showers and thunderstorms to bubble up across parts of the Chattahoochee Valley, across parts of Chambers County, Troup County, stretching back into parts of Hamilton, and then over into Talbotton and parts of Talbot County as well. So this will be the case as we get into the evening hours. More will start to develop. But for your forecast tomorrow, 70 degrees as a morning low, and then we'll be back up in the upper 80s. But I'll have more in-depth forecast on those showers for tomorrow coming up in your First Alert forecast. The news starts now.
On your side, this is News 3 First Edition.
Illegal drugs are gripping our communities, and addicts are getting younger and younger. I'm News 3's Elizabeth White. Coming up, we're going to take you inside a new intervention effort happening inside your child's school.
And new trouble for Ralston Towers, with local businesses saying they are owed thousands of dollars by the owners of the affordable housing complex for services rendered.
All right, in News 3 and our community partners are taking a bite out of hunger. How you can help a child not be hungry this summer and throughout the year. We're going to talk about that, collecting food for the Feeding the Valley Food Bank, and much more. That's coming up in a live report. The news starts right now.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Teresa Whitaker. We begin with new details in a case involving the owners of the Ralston Towers versus two small businesses. According to the business managers, the owners of the Ralston Towers neglected to pay for thousands of dollars worth of services. News 3's Ashley Garrett has our top story. Ashley.
Teresa, the hearing wrapped up just hours ago. The parties involved were PF Holdings, that's the owners of the Ralston Towers, and Miracle Mile Realty, who are the partners with PF Holdings, versus two local businesses, Four Seasons Lawn Company and ServPro. That's a company that specializes in fire and water damage cleanup. ServPro management claims PF Holdings neglected to pay more than $14,000 for services completed this year. Today, a judge decided PF Holdings is to pay $15,000 to ServPro.
They never made their first payment, which was May 1st, I believe. So they defaulted on the payment, which brought them back to court.
ServPro management says in an earlier court appearance with PF Holdings, a consent agreement was put in place. Based on the agreement, PF Holdings was responsible for making more than $14,000 payment in 4 installments by a certain time. Part of the agreement stated if PF Holdings did not follow this agreement, they would be required to pay the total in full. Coming up in the news at 6, I'll tell you about the other small business at the Four Seasons Lawn Company and their claims. The partners of the Ralston Towers owners neglected to pay close to $4,000 for services. We'll also learn even why the judge appeared to be stumped when it came to this case. Teresa.
All right, thank you so much, Ashley. Making news this afternoon, Opelika police are searching for an SUV involved in a deadly accident. We want you to take a moment and take a look at the vehicle on your screen. Police say on May 21st around 12:20 at night, a gold GMC Envoy was traveling at a high speed in the 400 block of Avenue C. At that time, while the SUV was still going at that high speed, a passenger in the back seat jumped from the vehicle. Police say the passenger, 37-year-old David Cole, suffered severe head trauma. On May 28th, Cole died of those injuries he sustained in the incident. Anyone who has seen this vehicle is asked to call the Opelika Police Department. We are digging deeper this afternoon into how illegal drugs are impairing school-aged children. According to recent studies, 52 million Americans ages 12 and up are abusing prescription drugs. More than 38% of high school seniors are using illicit drugs. 30% of students report using marijuana. 9% admit to using amphetamines. News 3's Elizabeth White joins us live from our East Alabama newsroom with how Lee County educators are trying to save lives. Elizabeth.
Well, really, for the first time ever in the East Alabama community, Auburn teachers, Opelika teachers, Lee County educators, their administrators, as well as school resource officers, they are participating in specialized training, and that training is called DITEP, or Drug Information Training for Educational Professionals. So this training shows teachers how to recognize if a student may be impaired, what tests can be done to confirm that impairment, and what resources are available in the community to help that student.
Most people don't get hooked on drugs when they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s. It starts early. So the education process, the intervention process is so important.
Now, Lee County District Attorney Brandon Hughes is sponsoring the free two-day training. Hughes says the idea is to train teachers to spot children in crisis, not necessarily to make arrests. That's not what this is about. This is about offering early intervention and hopefully saving lives. Now, tonight at 6, we'll speak with some of the educators who participated in today's training and let you know how they feel about it. For now, reporting on your side from your East Alabama newsroom, I'm News 3's Elizabeth White.
All right, thank you so much, Liz. Well, happening today, U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un are both in Singapore and getting ready to participate in their historic summit later this evening. The summit marking the first face-to-face meeting between the leaders. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, also on the ground in Singapore, says President Trump is ready.
Trump believes that Kim Jong-un has an unprecedented opportunity to change the trajectory of our relationship and bring peace and prosperity to his country. We are hopeful this summit will have set the conditions for future productive talks.
On top of the agenda for the summit, whether North Korea is really willing to denuclearize. Other topics expected to be on the agenda reportedly include the sanctions the U.S. has imposed on North Korea, officially ending the Korean War, and normalizing relations between the two nations. With so much to accomplish in one meeting, officials acknowledge future meetings are definitely a possibility. Here at home, News 3 is the Valley's On Your Side station, and part of that commitment is a promise to shine a spotlight on problems in our community and finding solutions. And that's what our Kids Summer Cupboard campaign aims to do. News 3 Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald joining us from Overhead Door Company of Columbus, where he's taking donations as part of our 3rd annual Children's Food Drive. Hey, Bob.
All right. Oh, great. Teresa, it's been fantastic. You know, and the money that we've been raising here today has been phenomenal. Overhead Door of Columbus is doing fantastic here, too. This is our location, and you can see behind me, helping to support Feeding the Valley Food Bank. We're at 13th Street, 5th Avenue, right across from Crystal, the new Crystal location, and we're here till 6:30. I want to thank our sponsors, Daniel Appliance, of course, Ken Nugent, attorneys, and, of course, our host sponsor here today, Mr. Ed Gaffney, the owner of Overhead and Door. Look at of Columbus, and I love the whole theme going on here. Flag Day's right around the corner, and again, being in the spirit of ending food insecurities in this valley, it's ridiculous. 20% of our children in the summer, when they get out of schools, are not finding that right meal, that next meal, skipping a meal, losing nutrition. Ed Gaffney, you're stepping up again. We appreciate it. What do you think of today? This really is overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. Everywhere I look, there's food. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, today was probably one of our bigger days, you know, an off-site location, so you guys must have some good draw here. I don't know if it's the door opening and closing or whatever, but we're opening the doors now. We need you to open your pantries. That's what Ed and I want you to do now. And nearly 1,700 pounds of food. I'd say at least, if not getting on more than about a half a ton of food products here today. Peanut butter, boxed cereal, grains. We're looking at easy tab pull-offs for beef stew, you know, tuna fish, just crackers with peanut butter. They're nutritious, you see, Teresa, and they supply just what these children need. Imagine kids, when they're not at school, they need to be somewhere else. Feeding the Valley Food Bank will disseminate that food in the right spot and make sure these kids get a meal. And the only way we could do it is with your help, and you've been doing just that. So we'll be here till 6:30. Ed, thank you so much for your support today. It's great.
Thank you.
Ed came here.
Happy to do it.
Yeah, and Ed, you got a big heart, so we appreciate you opening your door for us today. No pun intended. Back to you, Teresa.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. On the Crime Watch this afternoon, Columbus police are investigating a fight at the Walmart on Whittlesey Boulevard this weekend. Police say they were called to the Whittlesey location early Sunday morning at about 2 o'clock. Police arrested this man, 29-year-old Robert Russell, in connection with the incident. Russell is being charged with aggravated assault, family violence, terroristic threats, and obstructing an officer. Police say there were 2 victims involved in the assault. Right now, there is no word as to the extent of their injuries. Well, the Georgia Department of Transportation says so far this year, 111 pedestrians have been killed on state roads. That's an increase of 16% from this time last year. In 2017, 260 pedestrians were struck and killed in the state. Transportation experts are trying to pinpoint what's fueling the increase and come up with solutions. Last Thursday, 30-year-old DeAndre Settle Singh lost his life after being hit by a car. 31-year-old Henry Cobb has been charged with hit and run, resulting in serious death, homicide by vehicle, and leaving the scene of an accident. Well, the wait is finally over and the mystery is solved. IHOP changing its name to IHOB and we know what the B stands for. Plus, in Health Watch, being lonely can be hard, but it can also be deadly. As always, the best way to stay connected with us here at WRBL is to like and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the latest breaking news, sports, and weather. Right, Cody?
That's right, and you can get the latest forecast on WRBL.com and reach the high temperature of 89 degrees today after a morning low of 70 degrees. Not a lot of showers out there right now, but you can't rule out a passing shower this evening. I'll have more coming up in the First Alert forecast. That's great.
Now, News 3 brings you your First Alert forecast.
Welcome back. You're watching First Edition. First Alert meteorologist Cody Nickel in for Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald this afternoon. Now, we are tracking a few showers and thunderstorms out across the region, although coverage not as widespread as it was Sunday, but we will take you up to Troup County. Some showers affecting parts of LaGrange right there on the interstate of 85, even coming up into West Point and parts of the lake here, even parts of Lynette and Valley. Also near Talbot County, coming up in portions of western Talbot County, parts of Geneva, Junction City, so just be heads up as you travel there, and even over near Butler around the community of Howard right there in Taylor County as well. So we'll take you also down to the southern region right now, coming into parts of Clio, Clayton, Eufaula may get a shower here or there, and even here in the city of Columbus as we continue to get into the overnight hours, or evening hours rather, we could get those storms to pop up. Right now 87 degrees because we haven't had a whole lot of activity here. Dew point is at 51%, but if you notice the dew point is at 67, so it is still rather muggy out across the region, and temperatures for the most part are anywhere in the upper 80s, even some 90s across parts of Barber County. But where the rain is falling right now, LaGrange, they're at 79, so that'll be the case if you get those showers to cool you down. It'll spike the humidity though, but the dew point right now in the uncomfortable range. We did hit the oppressive earlier, but it is still very muggy out across the region with those dew points in the upper 60s. So that's going to be the case as we get into middle portions of the week. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon, and our raincast models will show this. A few lingering hanging around at the 11 o'clock hour, but then by the morning hour, just some clouds to deal with. Maybe a few peaks of sun, but that's going to be the case as we get into your Tuesday. And then by the afternoon, once again, more scattered, isolated storms out across the region. So you know the drill. Just keep that umbrella handy. And same goes for Wednesday as well. So in the overnight, we're going to go mostly cloudy and humid, 70 degrees as you wake up on your Tuesday morning. And for Tuesday in the afternoon, going to go with a high of 87 degrees. Not as cool, warm. Going to be having some scattered storms out across the region and partly sunny conditions as you wake up. So here's that 7-day forecast. A little more cloud cover for Tuesday and Wednesday as a little front comes in from the northeast. But by Flag Day, we're back up in the 90s. And then by Friday, once again, 91 isolated storms. But for Father's Day, notice just a stray shower may be possible, so not a whole lot of activity going on in the second half of the weekend. So hopefully we'll get a little break from that rain next week, but for now, scattered, isolated storms in the forecast, so it's summer.
It is indeed. All right, thank you so much, Cody. All right, let's go back out now to Overhead Door Company of Columbus and News 3's Kids Summer Cupboard with Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald. Bob.
All right, Daniel Appliance Company, our presenting sponsor for the whole month, and Kenneth Nugent today. And of course, you just said it, Teresa, the Overhead Door Company of Columbus, our host, sponsor host, 13th and 5th Avenue. It's perfect. And I got to tell you, our sponsors are really someone who gets behind us. It takes a community effort. And when you have big businesses like Ken Nugent and Christy Nugent Horn to get behind us every year, she is just remarkable in her effort in trying to curb childhood hunger. And here's what she had to say just a little while ago.
This is our third year that we're involved in the Kids Summer Cupboard. It's so important to our firm to be involved in our local community, and programs like this is a really great initiative that we're able to provide and assist with throughout the state. So if you can, go to your local grocery store, or even clean out your cupboard, and let's help feed the children in Columbus this summer.
The director of Columbus Baptist Association, David Lex. You heard Christy Nugent Horn getting behind us, businesses, Overhead Door Company, Columbus, Daniel Appliance. Come on. And now you guys have a big stake in this in the community of making sure children are not food insecure, which really means if you were to tell people, when you think of that, when you're saying food insecurities, what are you seeing with that?
Well, one of the things is that when kids are out of school, there's no food. They get their lunches at school, their breakfast, so now they get out of school, there's nothing for them to eat. My wife's a teacher, and I know that some of the kids worry about what are they going to do through the summertime. And so through Feeding the Valley, we're able to go there, buy food at such a reduced cost. There's no way we could do it without them.
And you hit the nail on the head. I mean, Teresa, we talked about this in the studio the other day, so that makes sense. It's a reduced cost. So if they can get $3 and that provides 6 meals, the monetary donations today, getting into the hundreds, half a ton of food today can go a long way, but it doesn't stop here. We need your help. And David, thank you so much for what you guys do. And we're looking for all your pantry cleaning out today, and we'll do this for the rest of this month. And we're going to show you the next locations coming up. So stay with us. We'll have more on this live right here at the overhead door of Columbus. So stay back in touch right here at 13th and 5th Avenue to 6:30, Teresa. We're not going anywhere. The weather's cooperating. Thank you, Cody.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. All right, let's head to Consumer Watch now. All day breakfast lovers, the mystery has been revealed. Last week, IHOP tweeted that it was changing its name to IHOB. Social media was abuzz after the cryptic announcement. What could the B stand for? International House of Bacon, Biscuits, Breakfast? Well, today, IHOP finally revealed the mystery. The B stands for burgers. The restaurant said the name change is only a temporary marketing campaign. IHOP wants to be known as a place for lunch and dinner too, not just breakfast and brunch. And coffee lovers now have a new way to get free Starbucks. The Starbucks Rewards Visa prepaid card is now available. Starbucks and Chase Bank made the announcement today. It's the first prepaid or debit product to be integrated directly into the Starbucks loyalty program. And you earn points for purchases even made outside of Starbucks. Starbucks customers automatically receive gold status and earn stars and rewards for free food and beverages. And there are no monthly, annual, or reload fees. When we come back, can social anxiety disorder lead to a shorter life? We'll tell you what researchers are saying. Stay with us. News 3, we'll be right back. Here's what's happening on the Health Watch. A new study finds loneliness is a strong predictor of premature death from coronary heart disease and stroke. Scandinavian researchers say people with poor social networks are 3 times more likely to suffer from anxiety and depression and have a significantly lower quality of life. Georgia, now on the list of states affected by a salmonella outbreak linked to pre-cut melon. The outbreak in 8 states has been linked to pre-cut melon sold at Walmart, Costco, JC, Payless, Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Walgreens, and Kroger stores. That's according to the CDC. Cato Foods, LLC, recalled fresh-cut watermelon, honeydew melon, cantaloupe, and fresh-cut fruit medley products produced at its facility in Indianapolis, Indiana. So far, 60 people have gotten sick. Anyone who bought pre-cut melon or any items containing pre-cut melon from any of the stores is advised to throw it away. Well, U.S. toddlers average more than 7 teaspoons of sugar a day, according to a new study. CDC researchers also found 60% of children consumed added sugar before their first birthday. Experts say eating foods with sugar can influence a child's lifelong preferences. Added sugar is linked to obesity, cavities, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure. We're going to have a final look at the forecast when we come back, but first, here's a look at what's coming up later tonight on WRBL.
All right, Lakeisha Stringer's with me. Look at this. I think this is great. Here we are at our Kids Summer Cupboard. You show up again. I see you all over the place. It's the mission continues. Show them your logo. Very proud. Lakeisha, this is so big because you guys have platoons in different cities. I love it. Made up of civilians, made up of military retired, active duty.
Yes, sir.
You always are giving back, taking a bite out of hunger. Tell us what you're doing here today.
Well, today we're here and we're trying to get the word out to everyone in the community to come out. It doesn't end today. It does not end today. It continues. We have to take care of our children while they're out of school. Hunger is a big issue in our city, and it needs to be known, and it needs to be rectified.
20% of kids food insecure. I don't know where my next meal is. Skipping meal, parents not home. The only time they get it is if they are in school at the cafeteria. And that makes up almost 35,000 children. What you guys do, Mission Continues, is awesome. If you'd like to be a part of them, they love to take civilians, active and current active duty, military and inactive as well. So thank you for your help. We need you to clear out your pantries. We're here till 6:30 right here. You see us, Overhead Door Company of Columbus. Come on down. Teresa, I'm going to send it back inside of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. Well, finally on First Edition, here's a feel-good Monday story for you. Firefighters from the Reno Fire Department climbed down a storage drain Sunday to rescue a family. And it's one of the cutest families we've seen today. A mother duck and her 4 little ducklings. They're all safe now, thanks to the Reno Fire Department.
Them cute little ducks.
They are cute.
Waddle, waddle, waddle. But we may be waddling in some of these rain puddles if we get a thunderstorm out across the region. So there's still more in the forecast for tomorrow. We could have some tonight as well.
All right, Cody, thank you. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here at the top of the hour.